All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So we are going to be looking at the AI sector, and I might be a little aggressive here, but I'm going to try to cover 5 stocks, okay? We're going to look at SoundHound, Palantir, AI, BBAI, and BFRG, okay? Look, I always say this, I'm going to say it again, all right? No, first off, you know I love AI stocks. I have been banging that drum all year. I have called AI the king of the tech sector a couple times. I don't take any of that back, all right? That said, look, when the Nasdaq's not doing well, no individual stocks will do well, all right? And we can very, very quickly see Nasdaq hasn't been doing that good, okay? And in fact, today was another really scary day, but we got a little bit of good news that I'll kind of touch upon in a second, right? But once this recovered, we were able to see some sort of something. And again, this one had its own little news too with a contract. I'll get into all that, right? But right now, the big thing going on is, will the government shut down, yes or no? All right, and we might be finding out in the next, days, if not weeks, right? The big thing I'm gonna say is this: that right there is the equivalent of what are the earnings gonna be when it comes out, or like when is the FDA gonna say yes or no? Like, I have no idea about the government shutdown, if you really want to know the truth. All right, we've been talking about it a lot on the Discord actually, but end of the day, I'm just gonna go back to Nasdaq really quickly. All right, Nasdaq, all right, has lost the 8, has lost the 20, has lost the 50, has lost the 100. Still below the 8, still below the 20. All that has nothing to do with the government shutting down or not. It is where we are at technically. We've actually lost the 50 before. We tried to bounce once. We lost the 50 again. We obviously clearly lose the 100 right there, right? So like, that's just nothing more than a technical move. And I'm telling you, it doesn't even think about the government noise just yet, all right? I do believe a government shutdown will propel the drop down, or hopefully, bring some recovery. I'll be honest though, do I actually think we're gonna get over this? I don't know. And that right there is driving a lot of the thoughts you're gonna have here, all right? So before you go any further, before I go any further, what are we gonna do today? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. There is a horizontal support and resistance line that I do draw manually myself. Sometimes there's more. Yeah, you can see there's more right there. There we go. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to the channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad. Look, anything you can do helps so much with these YouTube algorithms, but for real, just being here, giving me your time, letting me have the opportunity to have these conversations and chats with you all, I am so grateful for everything, all right? So let's get into it, all right? And I said it on the last video. I'm still going to say it again, despite the good day that we had. And I'll get into my thoughts about tomorrow, right? But bad things happen under the 8 and under the 20. Bad things happen under these two moving averages, all right? Once you lose all 5, you die. If you break all 5 and get above them, you fly. Lose all 5 and go under, you die, okay? And that is what this looks like. Yeah, today we see a nice 12% gain, all right? I'm sure this is getting a lot of people excited, all right? I'll be honest with you, I don't see a lot of reason to be excited, okay? All I really see is what I say often. Sometimes you fall so far from the 8 that you quickly come back before you end up just going back, all right? And look, our RSI was at a 14, was at a 13, was at a 13, was at a 12. It then does a little reset to 27. To me, all we're doing is something like this. We're resetting a low RSI in the low teens, taking it back up into some like decent 40-ish number before it goes back down into the same teens that it was in. I'll be honest, I am very pessimistic here. I'm very bearish here. A lot of why I'm bearish is the Nasdaq. Okay, it has very little to do with Sound itself, all right? Like, if the Nasdaq's doing poorly, most tech is not going to do well, all right? So let's get into the SoundHound news. The one thing that I saw was someone saying that they're trying to be the like revolutionary standard in AI voice technology or something like. Look, I saw no news today from SoundHound that was really substantial. All right, I'm really seeing nothing more than a technical recovery back to the 8 before it goes down. I'm seeing nothing more than an RSI reset. Truth be told, this is kind of telling me I think we'll probably go up just a little bit more. All right, if you really, I think there's a shot that the RSI can come up to 50, even 58 one more time. I can see that, like, even back here we were living at 58, let alone not that long ago right here, right? So I think there's actually a shot that we can come once again to 190. I'll even give it a shot to come up to this 203. I almost was going to say this one, but I zoomed out to see what this 203 line was, and I like that. I think that's a good. I think there's an actual 203 target here. That said, I sincerely doubt it goes any higher than 218. And realistically, this is a a downslope line. So it's probably going to come right here tomorrow. And we're probably not going to go any higher than 214. If I had to guess what the number is, and again, I don't know the math behind the lines. I just do what they tell me to do, right? So SoundHound, listen. Today was a good double-digit day. Today would have been a really nice day to trade intraday. Today is not the signal for you to believe that we've hit the bottom. I hate that word, by the way, but like the pain ain't over here. All right, the pain is not over here. I'm telling you, all I'm seeing is a reset of an RSI so that it could go back just a little bit higher before it comes back down. I'm seeing the 20 still being ready to go down. I'm seeing the 50 still ready to go down. I'm seeing the 100 getting ready to start turning its slow body and getting like, there are more things telling me bad here than good, okay? I am actually disregarding the kind of like, because yeah, I see it, the divergence, which again just means the two lines are going away. It's flattening out, right? This is a little less divergence because they're just kind of parallel. They're not going away from each other, right? That said, we're still in the negative, and I got actually no reason to believe that we're going to like go back up and drastically hold it, all right? Yeah, I think that's everything for me on the daily here. Let's look at the weekly real quick. And again, we're now starting what looks like trading under the 8 moving average for a while. The 20 looks like it's getting ready to go down. The 50 is getting ready to go down. And just, it's interesting. It's actually about half and half. I would say that is roughly equivalent. I would say it's under the 8 line a little bit more than it is over, but it's a little closer to half and half than I would have expected. All right, and what does that basically mean to me? Look, like if a stock is just living under the 8, it makes me believe that it's actually going to be very, very hard to get over it, whether it's the daily, the weekly, whatever, right? Here, my issue is, even if it can get over the 8, we're now starting to form these other lines up here. So you can see the 50 just started, and the 20's been going for a minute, but relatively new as well, right? So, yeah, I still honestly see more reason to believe $1.43. I think $1.43 is a lot more realistic than $2.60. I do. I think $2.60 is a pretty wild dream. Where does $2.60 sit here? Yeah, for sure. Look at how many moving averages you're gonna have to try to break. You're gonna try to get there? No way. No way. Let me know if you disagree, all right? Let me know if you know I'm not here to hate. You know I'm not here to spread fear. I am here to say, though, I think that this 12% is a silly little trap that I hope doesn't catch you, all right? Let's come into Palantir, all right? I say this with love. I do believe Palantir is more of a real stock than SoundHound is, all right? Again, no offense to SoundHound. Has absolutely nothing to do with the price value, but I do believe Palantir has more validity to it because of who the CEO is. The guy is part of the PayPal army, all right? If you don't know what the PayPal army is, just Google it real quick. But like, he was there when Elon did his things too, you know what I mean? So that's a small group of people. They deal with government things, right? And I started the video with the government shutdown. Listen, I am not here to pretend I have a very good and educated opinion about the government shutdown. I really don't. I am actually very, very appreciative of all the people on the Discord that are giving me some really good info. But the government shutdown probably matters more to this stock than any of the other AI ones, because Palantir makes its money off the government, all right? And what does the government shutdown basically mean? Look, what it actually means is this. Only the important people are going to work, and everyone else really, really isn't. And part of the really, really isn't important and probably isn't going to work is the people that place orders for things, as well as the people in the warehouses that receive the orders and get ready for it to ship out. Like, the movement of most things is going to stop. All right. Now, don't get me wrong. If something's like critical to life, critical to security, this and that, and maybe Palantir might have some of those products that can fall into like government security urgency and like don't stop the flow of this and that. Like, there's potential. Like, government shutdown doesn't mean like the military will still work. Like, you know, we're not getting invaded by the Netherlands, no offense, because I think there's someone in the Discord group that's from the Netherlands, but like, yeah, they're not coming and taking over Maine while we're like on government shutdown, right? No. So just remember that, right? But Palantir today, I think, got a nice little boost because there was a little bit of reassurance that there might not be a shutdown. My wife's giving me water. Say hi.
Hi.
There you go. She's the best, okay? But the truth really is that I'm more focused on breaking this line, that line, and that line. All right, I'm really, really glad today's, hey, maybe the shutdown will get solved, will got us over the 8, but we're still under this 120 cluster, and we're definitely well under the 50 moving average. I'm telling you, break the 50 and I'm in. I said it right here, we couldn't confirm, but break the 50, I was red is dying to turn green. This little pesky line is just not letting it happen. All right. And again, this big candle, I think, and I would be echoing the NASDAQ's doing bad thoughts, but I think a government shutdown avoidance, I was trying to say that a little better, but if that avoidance happens, that might lift Palantir a little quicker, even if the NASDAQ doesn't go up as fast. All right. So end of the day, again, same thing I've been saying, break the 50 moving average and I will bring a 18 wheeler and let's go. Okay. For me, I know there's a lot of people in the Discord that are saying, hey, let's hit that 12 line that you got, that 13 line. There are people dying for it to come down. Like I'm not here to buy as it comes down. I'm here to buy as it goes up and buy more as it goes up, right? Like that's what I'm looking for, right? So break the 50 is what I want. Secretly, I know there are a lot of people that would love to have it come down here and then bring an 18-wheeler of their own, right? So again, just the way you play, you know, could dictate how you use the lines differently, right? But let's look at the weekly really quickly. That's a scary weekly. That's an 8 that's turning down. We're now under the 8 and the 20. Today was a single good day, but let's see where it ends. There's more things telling me we want to come down to this 1120 number than anything. Because again, red. Whew, green could be a quick red down, right? So that's a little bit of an ugly divergence, but hey, it's at least still positive. So I don't think I have too much more to say here. Just kind of looking it over. Yeah, I think that's it. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. You know that, right? But let's move into AI itself, C3 AI. Okay. I was saying that C3 AI, if you go back a couple videos, is basically number 3 on my AI priority chart, right? NVIDIA is first, Palantir is second. This one is number 3, okay? And the bad thing is where Palantir was looking a little stronger and actually holding this line a lot better, AI has already fallen. AI is below the 100 a long while ago. AI made the big fall down already to the 200, and AI has actually slipped well under it, right? The crazy thing is, look, We actually did that and worse here, right? So I think the hierarchy is still holding, but I think SoundHound's kind of indicative of where AI is going to go. I think AI has just started the point of lose them all and die. I think all that's happening one more time is the RSI got super low to an 11, is going to reset itself to maybe a 50 and then keep going down. So what does that mean? Again, I think this is the line. I think there's a real shot at coming up to 25.80, 85, give or take. Do I sincerely believe we're going to break the 200 moving average? Not at all. Not at all. All right. I think all we're doing is resetting a low RSI. We're going to hit either this line or this line and come down. I'm not even entirely sure if we're going to break the 8 moving average if you really want to know the truth. 25.50 might be the wall here. I'm calling 25.80 something, right? But yeah, end of the day, I'm kind of giving it the leeway of finding a little gap in the two little lines. But yeah, you're not breaking the 8 and the 20 AI. I'm really sorry. Again, I love AI stocks, all right? I do. I am not a fanboy here trying to paint a pretty picture where all I'm seeing is downtrend, 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 lose a line, 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 you've now lost all, right? Like, no, that's not what I do, right? And again, this would be a scary fall down to, I mean, at the minimum, I think here, I might actually need to draw that line. Damn, I kind of see why I didn't, actually. I see why I didn't. What are you? Either way, it's not 50. Like, I normally would have drawn it on the 50% candle line. And I guess it kind of goes through a couple, but no, I think, and again, I think this is an insignificant, I get why, I'm sure I've done this a bunch of times drawing it. Like, should I put an extra, like, I think that's a fast fall. I do. I think losing this, falling below 23 will be death for AI. $23 is the must-hold death line. Otherwise, yeah, $22.97 all the way down to 17. That's a hard fall. You're losing $2, $4, $5. Damn. That's a little more than 20% right there. Yeah, because 10% is 230, right? That's 460. We're talking about 5. That be careful here, all right? Government shutdown is not going to help this guy. This guy, I don't think, is making like baller government contracts on the level of Palantir at the minimum. You know what I mean? So I think there is more to worry about here. And again, going back to price doesn't matter to me. This one is $24 a share. Palantir is $14 a share. This wears the bigger crown in my head than AI. Don't let price fool you. All right? Don't. Okay? I think that's the last thought there. Let me know if you disagree, as always. You know that. Did I look at the weekly? We did not look at the weekly, for sure, no. This one's a little interesting, too. Oh, you just started. You just started right here. So look, this is actually a relatively new 100 moving average on the weekly, all right? We struggle with it once. We break and confirm actually really, really well and hold it for a few months, right? But we drastically find ourselves going green, 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 red, 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 right? And we're now back here. My sincere issue is the fact that this is so new. I can't tell if I should weigh the fact that we broke it so quickly, and maybe that'll be enough for us to actually use it as a bounce point and go up a little bit. Or this was nothing more than an insignificant break because look how fast we went up and down and we're probably going to fall. I think I'm leaning with the latter, as I said both of those out loud. I think this is a fake break up, and that's why we see the quick fall back down, and I think we're going to lose it coming down quick. Maybe we get stopped around 21, that 2075. But I'm not going to draw that line. Maybe I should. Where are you? Are you in that same place? 1920. Something might get caught at around 20 bucks. I'll draw 20 bucks. I think 20 bucks will be a fair line, and that's actually pretty much the top of this. Look at that, 1990. We'll take that. We'll take that. Damn, I'm sure some of my viewers were born in 1992. I love that. That's funny. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't that far from 92, but still, I'm in the 80s at least. I think that is it for AI. I'm sure there's some viewers in the 70s too. Much love, much love. BBAI. Okay, great. Look, I am not a believer in BBAI despite this almost 15% gain. All right. It looks like we're actually still going up after hours. I see that happening right there. Look, I often say after hours is an easy way to get fooled. All right. And again, I might be very, very wrong here. Let me know if you disagree. But yeah, I don't see like anything sustaining here. Okay. The one thing I'll say is there's a shot. And again, it's pretty much the same thing I've echoed across the last ones, right? There's a shot for the RSI to kind of come back up to this 60 place. And maybe that means we'll come up to like 160. What is the actual 20 moving average at? Yeah, it's exactly at 160. And then the 50 right there is, maybe we can come to 163. I think 163 is a decent target here because, again, we're just resetting our RSI before, in my opinion, we continue basically going down the 8 and the 20. All right. We have lost the 200 right there. That was a little difficult to say, but I got it out. And all we're doing is going under. We haven't dropped drastically, which is a little odd in my opinion, but I'm not buying this. I don't, and look, this line has done the job a couple times. We used it here to bounce off our doji. We're using it here again to bounce. This 129 is doing its job because, again, if we lose it, it's all of them are pretty much on a hard line before it's lost. Like, I see more reason. Let me check the weekly. I see more reasons to get scared than I do see to get excited. What's the top of your candle? 173. No, I'm still going to give my 163 number. I think 163 is still the number here. Let me know if you disagree on BBAI. And then very quickly, BFRG, Bullfrog. Oh, interesting. I thought this did a little bit better. You know, my guess is I probably saw it when it was sitting up here in the 360s. I thought that there was a little follow through on yesterday's. I think this is indicative of what the rest are going to do. Everyone needed a RSI reset. This one wasn't even that low, but look, you can see it. This one's only been this low once. Generally speaking, the low is kind of right here, which is where it reset itself, right? Like this is the general low. I think they all did a reset just so that they can come back down. I think Bullfrog is giving you the sneak peek at BBAI and maybe even a couple other ones. But yeah, overall, more to be worried about than excited. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Otherwise, you know it. Thank you.